Today, our group will present on the topics of competitors analysis versus blue ocean strategic and strategic positioning. First, we will discuss on the competitors analysis versus blue ocean strategy. Competitor analysis, identifying your competitors and evaluating their strategies to determine their strengths and weaknesses relative to those of your own product or service. It is a critical part of your company marketing plan. With this evaluation, you can establish what makes your product or service unique, and therefore, what attributes you play up in order to attract your target market. Here are some objectives of competitors analysis. First, knowing comparative advantage. Second, understanding competitor strategies. And third, strategy selection. Knowing comparative advantages. The new setup company will seeking for information about the existing company in the current market. This is all about the future objectives, which by comparing with any company's goal, attitude towards risk and the place of the company in the future. Competitor needs to establish the competitive advantage clearly so it will not only shows how they will accomplish their goals, but how and why their strategy will work. Next, understanding competitor strategies. In this scope, the competitors have their own strategies to compete in the market. They will make sure that there is an opportunity to gain profit and stay safe in the market even though there are a lot of competitions. They also be focused on the impact of the strategy that had been taken, either it make any changes in competitive structure. They tend to investigate about the capabilities of competitors in the industry. For strategic selection, key and assets play a major part in selecting the strategy. This is because strategies that are chosen in line with the capability and capacity of the firm. Advantage by having resources in rivalry, for example, pieces of the overall industry considered as esteemed immaterial resources, or information, for instance, to this some contender which did not have key and resources. Here are 3 steps in analyzing competitors. First, they will identifying competitors. Second, they will assessing competitors. And third, selecting competitors, either attack or avoid. The first step is identifying competitors. At this step, the firm faces a wide range competition. It is important to identify the current and potential competition. The firm should be careful to avoid competitor myopia. There are 2 methods to identify competitors. They are industry point of view method and market point of view method. Second is assessing competitors. In order to assessing competitors, they need to determine competitors' objective that includes current profitability, market share growth, and others goals. Besides that, strategic groups should be identified where the competition is intense between firms that use the similar strategy. Competitor strengths and weaknesses can be assessed by gathering info from primary data, secondary data, personal experience, and benchmarking. By using benchmarking, firms can produce better quality and performance. Apart from that, a firm may also want to know what their competitors' reactions are in certain situations. Third is selecting competitors to attack or avoid. The decision to either attack or avoid is crucial for a firm to perform due to the existence of various types of competitors in the market. The customer value analysis is used in assessing the competitor's strengths and weaknesses. A weak competitor will sought to be less profitable, whereas a strong competitor will provide good returns. Next, it is about close or distant competitors. In this scope, most companies compete against close competitors. They are good and bad competitors, as a firm not view all the competitors as beneficials where provide opportunity and different threats. In this slide, we will discuss about the benefits of competitors analysis. First, understanding the market. Competitor can get the information about other companies by collecting any brochures or online materials to compare the existing products and services with their company. Second, better targeting customer. This might be focused on demographical factor, which is the competitor seeking on the demand of different age, gender or income levels specifically to be their targeted customers. Third, market potential forecasting. In future, competitor can sell their product all over the place that do not know the existence of their product. Fourth, economical climate. This is about the economic condition which does not constant all the time. For example, competitor can set their time to beat the market on festive season. Fifth, competitors' pricing. Competitor might reduce the production cost of a product, so they can sell it at lower price compared to competitors' price. This will approach customer to make a decision to buy product at reasonable price. Lastly, enable to identify gaps in the market for products, services, or initiative. Competitor also will not left far behind the existing competitors by analyzing the informations of other organizations.
Next, let us look into the blue ocean strategy. The definition of blue ocean strategy is it is new way of thinking a new strategy for improvement to tackle future market space and create new boundary and category. Blue ocean strategy is about how can a company or an organization both create and free from competition in market space that makes competition irrelevant. Blue ocean strategy applies analytic tools in order to meet the objectives. There is free from bravery to hoarded advertise shed by setting up a new market opportunity and find a new target showcase. The core of the concept is to fundamentally shift the strategy canvas of an industry. The strategic focus must be reorienting from competitors to alternatives and perform from customer to non-customers. Now, let us look into the types of analytical tools of blue ocean strategy. There are three types of analytical tools. The first one is value innovation. It is invention in lowering costs and differentiation of product or services from existing market and target markets. The new system whereby focusing on value to buyer, whereby an offering utilities price minus its cost, so that value innovation created. Disposing and decrease of figure the business content of will prompt cost sparing, whereby exceptionally important to firm. The second types of analytical tools is visualizing strategy. There are 4 steps process which was formulated by Kim and Morborn at the center of Blue Ocean formulation. The first step is visual awakening. It is where making an examination amongst organization and others contender and looking for new market and set up new limit of new market space. The second step is visual exploration. It is where creating blue ocean path by understanding and observe current situation within the field. This includes observing the special value or advantages of alternative product and services. Therefore, the company will decide to make some improvement and reduce even changes into the product or services. The third step is visual strategy fair. In order to make improvement, feedback from clients or customers, stakeholders or potential investors are key in Blue Ocean strategy. Thus, this feedback can be assessed in terms of information in future strategy. The last step is visual communication. Visual communication is about a simple examination on an important profile which relate both customers and companies. The third type of analytical tools is strategy canvas. The strategy canvas is a graphically captures in one simple picture the current strategic landscape and the future prospect for a company. The strategy canvas serves 2 purposes. First one is to understand the current state of play in the non-market space, which allows users to clearly see the factors that the industry competes on and where the competition currently invests. The second one is to propel users to action by reorienting their focus from competitors to alternatives and from customers to non-customers of the industry. Now, let us move into the benefits of Blue Ocean strategy. The first benefit is to create uncontested market. This will lead to win-win situation in the market space. The second benefit is to create and capture new demand. It is to help seek opportunity for new target markets and new space of the market share. The third benefit is making competition irrelevant. Cooperation between competitors are very strong due to company as a pioneer for new market space. The fourth benefit is break the value cost trade-off. An organization has the decision between making more and incentive for clients, however at a higher cost or sensible incentive for clients at a lower cost. The last benefit is align the whole system of firms' activities in pursuit of differentiation and low costs. It is where it reaches past existing interests which will pull in a bigger number of clients to pick your item instead of existing item. This will addresses the extension danger of amassing the best interest for the new advertising.
Next is about the comparisons of competitors' analysis and blue ocean strategies. Under scope of industry for competitors' analysis, competitor is competing in the existing market space. They have the right to enter the market share by competing with the existing competitors by highlighting their uniqueness that differentiate them from competitors. Whereas for blue ocean strategy, competitors do not enter the market by competing with them, but they create new market share and widen the market space. It is also called as uncontested market space. This will lead to the condition called competition free. Next, for the scope of strategic group for competitors analysis, they exploit existing demand by focusing on competitive position within the strategic group, which means they focus on the existing customer. Whereas for blue ocean strategy, they create new demand by looks across strategy groups. They also more focusing on non-customer either than existing customer. Whereas for scope of cost, competitors analysis make the value cost trade-off, whereby for blue ocean strategy, they break the value cost trade-off. Under the scope of time, competitors analysis focus on adapting to external trends as they occur. For blue ocean strategy, they participate in shaping external trends over time. For the scope of buyer group, competitors analysis focus on serving the buyer group. Whereas for the blue ocean strategy, they redefine the industry buyer group. Last but not least, under scope of product or service offering, competitors analysis focus on improving the quality of product and services that they are offering to existing customers. Whereas for the blue ocean strategies, they look across to complementary and service offerings.
The next technique is strategic positioning. So, what is strategic positioning? Strategic positioning is a critical step in involving the strategy of a business where they need to decide in important key areas to concentrate on and excel in those areas. It focuses in how they will compete in the market. In a simple word, to study and analyze the way a business distinguishes itself in a valuable way from its competitor. Hence, the main objective of strategic positioning is to create competitive advantage. Now, why we need strategic positioning? First, to be the best in the market and to be unique. We need strategic positioning because we cannot only be the best in the market but also unique. Second, help to reduce competition. Strategic positioning helps to defend against rivals, and at the same time, it adds value proposition and competitive advantage to the company. Lastly, broader reach. It helps organizations to meet unmet needs to occupy larger market niche. The organization will try to fulfill the demand at highest quality level. According to Michael Porter, there are three strategies to create competitive advantage. There are cost leadership strategy, differentiation strategy, and focus strategy. Each strategy has its own strengths and weaknesses, and the type of strategy an industry will choose depends on the activity conducted by the company. The first strategy is cost leadership. Cost leadership is a strategy where the goal of the firm is to create unit costs lower than its competitor. In order to establish competitive advantage, it focuses on creating a lowest cost of producing a product or services in industry, provided that profit of an industry is the difference between the selling price and the cost. There are two ways in this strategy. First, increase profit by reducing costs while charging industry average prices. Second ways, charging lower price to increase market share, but at the same time, the company make a reasonable profit on each sales because they have reduced costs. In conclusion, in this strategy, you aim to be the leader in the terms of cost in industry. Being a cost leader does not necessarily mean offering lowest costs, but mainly about lowering costs. The example of cost leadership is McDonald's and Hyundai Motor Company. Now, let me briefly explain the example of cost leadership. For example, McDonald's. McDonald's, they sell fast food meals at a lower price, but at the same time, they also incur less cost in a labor force since they only employ inexperienced workers. This staff saving helps the company to sell food at a bargain price. Each strategy has its own advantage and disadvantage. Now, let we see the advantage and disadvantage of cost leadership. For the advantage, first, gain higher profitability because cost leader managed to take away large market share in providing slightly lower price. Second, more capital resources from the profit earned and hence making the industry sustainable. For disadvantage, first, this strategy can be duplicated easily by competitors and it is accessible to any other rivals. Second, cost leader will only pay attention on one value chain activity which is highlighting on cost minimization alone.